What's up guys, Bodytags here and welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at none other than NEEKO ADC. I know that if you haven't been keeping up with the trends, you might be saying, why are you playing NEEKO ADC? But she actually currently has a 68% win rate in Diamond Plus. She is a monster in lane. And we're just going to go over this VOD. This is a ranked game I played the other day. And we're going to take a look at what makes NEEKO so strong, what builds to go, what runes to go. I'm actually going to go ahead and throw up the runes on the screen right now. So here you go in case you wanted to copy them. We are going to be going press the attack because it synergizes really well with NEEKO's 3-hit passive. And that is going to be the main thing that makes NEEKO pop off. So NEEKO's passive on the 3rd auto attack basically gives her bonus magic damage. On top of the bonus magic damage, it also gives her bonus movement speed, even when she uses her clone. I think the movement speed goes up to 35% at level 1 when you use your clone. So you have quite a lot of movement speed. If you've ever played NEEKO mid lane, you know that she's an extremely oppressive laner. Her auto attack range is huge, and her E can go through minions, so you can find a lot of weird angles for how to CC someone, and there's just really no safe place your opponents can be. If they stand in the minion wave, they might get rooted. If they stand outside of the minion wave, you can just get free autos on them without taking too much minion aggro back. As you guys can see here in the lane phase, we do get pushed in a little bit early. We didn't get to lane the fastest because we had to leash. But here you can see the power of the NEEKO, especially with a support like Zyra. As soon as Zyra lands a root, I can instantly follow up on that. He's going to flash under turret for the trade kill, and I'm fighting in my minion wave. I drop my clone. Dropping the clone when fighting 1v1 like this adds a ton of confusion, and it allows me to pick up a second kill. So I'm already in a really good spot. You guys saw some of the synergy there between NEEKO and Zyra. Another laning partner I really enjoy as NEEKO would have to be Morgana. Just any champion where you can chain your roots off each other is really useful and really powerful. So I'm going to base here. Now our item build is going to be exactly like a Varus build. So in this specific case, I've been starting to go for Greaves more often on AD carry. I feel like it helps me out with dodging ganks, it helps me out dodging skill shot, and it's just a pretty good safe option. But we do want to eventually build into the Blade of the Ruined King, and after that we're going to go for the Rage Blade, into a Zeal item, into something like a Wit's End, or like a Guardian Angel. Just imagine your typical Varus build, and that's essentially what we want to do. Your goal is going to be to get as much attack speed as possible. As you go on throughout the game, the extra attack speed will allow you to proc the bonus magic damage on your 3-hit passive extremely quickly, and that's just basically the goal of NEEKO ADC. So as you guys can see here, I'm just wave clearing. We are constantly pushed in, but they do have Sona Vayne, which is a pretty squishy lane. If Zyra ever gets a root, I can just instantly follow up on it. Obviously not right now because the minion wave is so big. We don't want to fight on a minion wave. So I see that Evelynn is pinging that she's coming here, so I drop my clone for the extra movement speed. I wait for the minions to show up, and I throw my root straight through the first melee minions. This is also something that's very important on NEEKO. You need to play around the enemy's minion wave timing. So there, I saw that the minion wave was coming, so I was comfortable chasing, dropping my clone, and going really all in on that one. Play around enemy minions, keep an eye on the minimap. If you look at your own minimap and look at where your minions are, you can just mirror that for the opposite side and find out where the enemy minions are at. That's really useful when chasing. Just think of yourself kind of like as a mini Yasuo and start keeping track of enemy minions. So here we pick up an early Mountain Drake. As you guys probably already know, Mountain Drake is one of the best dragons, and especially so for NEEKO because NEEKO excels at taking turrets. NEEKO's 3-hit passive actually applies the bonus magic damage to turrets. So that is going to be extremely useful, especially because with a Mountain Drake, we are just going to be shredding turrets with our bonus magic damage and attack speed. I'm going to go ahead and speed up a little bit. Walking to lane. It gets pushed in to me yet again. I'm going to be getting pushed in quite a bit. And this is on purpose because, like I said earlier, one of NEEKO's strengths is definitely going to be her movement speed, right? So I want to keep the lane right outside of my turret in case I ever get a root. You guys saw earlier when Evelynn came in for a gank, I can just run them down. This is the ideal position for my lane here, so as you guys can see, I'm not really trying super hard to push. The lane is going to end up slow pushing, but ideally, this is going to crash into their turret. I'm going to reset, and I'm going to keep the lane right there again. More farming. I'm always looking for roots. I'm always threatening. It's a little bit hard versus Vayne because she does have tumble on such a low cooldown, but that's just the gameplay pattern you want as NEEKO. Now, this wave that we slow push is going to crash into the turret. I'm a bit afraid to go for plating here because I don't have vision on Lee Sin. He did just base, but I'm not aware of that in game, of course. I don't want to walk up and be too aggressive, basically. I noticed that my Syndra is extremely pushed in, so I feel more comfortable to take some turret plating. I start getting my autos off, and as you guys can see, the 3-hit passive does apply to turrets. We get a plate, and I think turret plating is probably one of the most solid ways to win in the current meta. You get about 3 kills worth of gold for an entire turret plating. And now we have Evelynn. We ping her down here. We tell her to back us up because we feel we're going to get Lee Sin ganked. This is the only time throughout the game where I don't have the wave just outside of my turret range. So the only reason I'm really playing like this is because my jungler is bot side and she's basically shadowing us. I know that we have that counter gank ready to go if need be. More auto attacks, land a root on Vayne, and she is gone. That is the power of the double root. If I land my root, Zyra instantly follows up, drops her ignite, and Vayne is just done for her. There's really not a ton of counterplay. She can't really get an early QSS. In the couple of games that I have tested NEEKO, I've actually seen quite a few people rush Merc Treads versus her just to try to survive her root. It is extremely impressive in lane, and once you get a lead like this, once I'm 5-0 in lane, there's just really nothing you could do versus a lane like Zyra and NEEKO. Like, if you stand outside of minions, Zyra will root you. If you stand in minions, NEEKO will root you. You just don't have many options. Drop another root here yet again. We trade for both of their flashes. Unfortunately, I cannot get the kill. They flash heal, but we burn all their summoners. So as you guys can see here, I'm just keeping up the pressure, making sure to keep my autos. And I end up getting the turret, and I go on Sona, get a root on her. Unfortunately, I end up dying to Vayne here. I greeted a little bit for this play. I was a little too confident, and Vayne ended up condemning me into the dead turret. Happens. Let's fast forward. So now I have Blade of the Ruined King, and I have Double Dagger. I'm going to end up heading top lane. We just had a 5-1 lane phase, so I'm feeling pretty confident. And this is, I remember this game, this was a little bit confusing. So I'm top lane and I'm spam pinging my Zyra to come top lane with me. I am telling her, hey, you know, like, let's swap top lane. We have Mountain Drake, we have NEEKO, let's take some turrets. But unfortunately, she does not come with me. I drop my ulti as soon as he engages just to discourage him. Jax is 1-0, he does have 90 CS, he's doing pretty well for himself. But my Zyra refuses to come top lane and I kind of get baited. I should have backed off here. I'm a little too overconfident trying to go for the 2v1 play. I flash on Jax, he immediately flashes away, which of course stops me from pursuing any further. Lee Sin has his W, so I can't really get anything. And Zyra is still bot lane and still mid lane. I was pretty confused about this one in the game. I'm telling her to come top lane, but she does not come top lane. This is just an example of what happens in solo queue. You're not always going to be on the same page with your support, and I do end up dying for it a couple of times throughout this VOD. So not only did I want to point out to you guys what a great lane phase looks like, I also wanted to take a look at some of the things I could have done better. I should have definitely backed off top lane and just roamed with Zyra, I think, because I end up giving up some free kills to this Jax. So I'm just continuing to farm here. I really want to get turret plating on top lane. It's going to go away in 2 minutes. Unfortunately, Lee Sin has the right idea of camping top lane. I drop my clone, but of course, I can't outplay this. He reveals me, he flash kicks me, and I'm pretty much done for. Not much I could do there. Zyra's still not with me. Very unfortunate. I don't really know what the thought process was behind this. Zyra just really wanted to lane with Syndra for some reason. We stomped bot lane. Our top laner has the right idea. He's splitting bot, which is what he should have done. But our Zyra just stayed mid. I don't really understand. I guess me and my support just had very different ideas on how to play the game. At this point, Evelynn comes top. She's going to try to shadow me, so I feel comfortable and I head back top lane. Let's fast forward a bit. I believe there's another death to this top lane split push. And then it just gets to the point where I just give up and I just stop being stubborn and I just group with my team. Sometimes you have to do that. Even though you believe you're making the right play by swapping top, you just need to suck it up and understand that your team is not going to help you. This is one of those games, and I think this is a good example of that and a learning experience. You're just not always going to be on the same page with your teammates in solo queue. So I'm pretending to be Syndra here. I drop my E on him. I'm kiting him. As you guys can see, NEEKO just insanely impressive. He drops his counter strike. I go on him again, but his Q cooldown is just insanely short. You guys are getting some of the ideas behind the trading patterns on NEEKO. You want to use your clone for confusion. I drop my ultimate, but he kills me right before my ultimate goes off. Very unfortunate. There's 3 top. And Zyra actually made an effort to group with me at this point, which is pretty good. So I've given up essentially what has been 2 free deaths this game that I just shouldn't have. And I can blame my support, but honestly, I should have just changed my playstyle sooner. I think I really wanted to get the top lane plating because we have double Mountain Drake, we have NEEKO. Like, I'm aware of how much damage we can do to turrets. But I just made the wrong play there by not being in sync with my support. I should have played safer. Let's fast forward a bit. We're going to go mid here. Early Mountain Drakes, super impressive. I'm not sure if any of you guys have seen Doublelift's thoughts on Mountain Drake, but some of the pro players are definitely calling for nerfs on it. It just can decide games so easily. So I go here, I start autoing this turret, and just look at the damage. Look at the damage on this turret. This is just insane. All because of Mountain Drake NEEKO. Like, actually just 100-0 that turret in 5 seconds. Very, very impressive, very strong, and very snowball-y. Like, I'm not entirely sure what the enemy team is supposed to do versus this. We have Jax, he's split pushing top lane. But we're just getting so much gold on the rest of the map. I was going to try to match the Jax split push. NEEKO is actually also a pretty strong top laner. She has the highest win rate at 80 carry right now, but I've seen top lane NEEKO in some pro games, and she's having a lot of success too. NEEKO just, ADC NEEKO, on-hit NEEKO, whatever you want to call it, just seems extremely, extremely strong. You know a champion is strong when it can be played pretty much in any role. So here I just dropped my Bork on Vayne, just auto her down to death. She just never really had a chance. I'm looking for more fights here. I'm just trading autos. I'm making sure to stay at the edge of my auto range so I'm not in any real danger. Jax tries to go in. Jax will go down to me. And I'm just getting free autos at this point, pretty much. Drop my root on the Vladimir. Vladimir goes down. And this is essentially the gameplay pattern for NEEKO. You just want to play around your attack range, you want to play around your E, and you just want to be as annoying, as quick as possible. You want to kite. You want to make use of your clone, you want to cause confusion, and you just want to get a lot of autos off with your 3-hit passive. So fast forward here, I'm going to go get my red buff, I'm going to pick up Wraiths. We get an Infernal, so 2 Mountains Infernal, and at this point this game is pretty much done. Our mid's doing well, our jungle's doing well, top is not doing so great. I pretty much stopped inting and playing without my support. I started playing around my team, which is the key. So here we get another Zyra root into my follow-up. As we said in lane phase, that combo is just disgusting. Double roots. Very, very impressive. Very hard to play against. You just got caught by one and you're done for. We're going to drop Rift Herald top lane. We take tier 2. We're going to pressure in him now. So what I want to do essentially in team fights is just follow up my teammate's CC and get my autos off. So we have a Syndra, we have a Zyra. I don't really need to be frontlining right now. I just need to be there for follow up with auto attacks, constant DPS, and my 3-hit passive, and a root every once in a while. As you guys can see here, I'm just staying at the edge of the fight, getting my autos off slowly but patiently, and we end up winning the game. Take down the Nexus turrets, take down the Nexus, and that is how to win a game on ADC NEEKO in 20 minutes, guys. Let me know what you thought of this VOD review. It's a different type of format for me. I haven't really made videos like this, and let me know if you had any success with ADC NEEKO. She's insane right now, nearly 70% win rate. But that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to have a great day, and I will catch you in the next video.
Body tags, naughty bitch, finna put him in a body bag. Naughty bitch, got a body. Body tags, naughty bitch, finna put him in a body bag. Naughty bitch, got a body. I've been making paper, no trees. Yes, it's that green. I ain't making no pleas, never stressing no lease. I'ma keep you guessing on a beat.